because it's been, as you guys always know, a crazy past few weeks for me. So this video will be covering the full moon in Scorpio that happened on April 23rd, 24th. And it's great because we are actually about to be approaching a new moon in Taurus that'll be happening on May 7th and 8th. So let's talk a little bit about the past full moon cycle. I'll be reading for you guys from my notes as I make these posts already for IG. So if you want to see my most recent posts about the full moon in Scorpio, it's already on my Instagram account, and you can actually follow along by watching me talk about it as you have the post to look at. So I'm going to cover quickly, as this is a video version of my post, what I wrote for the full moon in Scorpio. So first, I like to always put a mantra, and the mantra for the full moon in Scorpio was grounded in magic, because we have gate 27 and gate 28 transiting, the gate of nurturing as well as the gate of the game player, which is about being able to take risk in this life. So when we have this energy, this is all about transmuting things, letting parts of ourselves die and new parts of ourselves be reborn. So another contemplation or mantra I put for this past full moon was the great mutation, because what is happening is, as we are cleansing ourselves, as we go through the stages of gate 27, is all about being able to nurture ourselves, and how we do that through the water cycle, through digestion of food, through releasing energy, through sweat, through detoxification. This is all helping us change on a sorry, someone's loud outside. But this is all helping us change on a cellular level, changing us down to our DNA. And with that great mutation, we are able to show up almost as if we became a new person. So let's talk about the themes of the Scorpio full moon. We have transmutation, awakening, taboo, resourcefulness, stoicism, calculations, purpose, altruism, and renewal. So these have been some major themes over the past 2 weeks. Taurus season is all about gardening and harvest, and what we have to give as well as what we can receive from others. Taurus is also reflected by the Empress card in the tarot, and the Empress is all about being abundant and prosperous, but also being the type of person who can do the same for others, which is why we have the energy of altruism. So now let's read what I wrote for my energy reading. So I said temperance is deep work, and temperance is being able to be grounded and being able to be balanced. It's grounding in your values and acting on them every single day. We often are moving at the pace of others, but deep nurturing, a theme of Taurus season, means slowing down and grazing to feel good, similar to the animal that represents Taurus, the bull or the cow. They graze, they take their time, but they are mighty, big, strong animals. Taking in each moment and moving with the patterns of the earth for deeper awareness, steadiness, and progress. Allow life to unfold and trust that at every step it will meet you with 2 or more chess moves on your behalf. And right now we have gate 2 transiting in human design, and gate 2 is the gate of the receptive earth in the I Ching. And it's also called receptivity, or the driver in human design. So that energy is all about understanding our oneness, understanding our connection to this plane, and having an understanding that defies logical explanation, because it's about pure feminine energy. So that's why, as I put here, allow life to unfold and trust that every step it will meet you with 2 or more chess moves on your behalf. This is really knowing that within the journey of life, there will always be things that we have to learn, people that we meet that can change the trajectory of our life. So having that level of openness and patience, because we have this deep knowing and understanding of the mystical of life, we're able to allow so much more change, development, and growth. So now let's talk about human design, gate 27, the gate of nurturing. So nurturing comes in cycles. Weather patterns, moon phases, farming, nurturing happens in an ebb and a flow. Some seasons of our life we need to be cared for, and at other times we need to be the ones who can do the caring. This month, consider what seeds you are planting in your season. I love that I have all my plants here. And how it sets you up for your season of nurturing. Holding yourself accountable for your nourishment, mind, body, and spirit, you can stand on your own and stand by others, being selfless when needed. We are given gifts to give. We are given gifts so that we can give them. How do you give and how do you receive? And the universal principle that you always will receive more than you give. This is also a principle that reflects to me the energy of gate 2 and also the energy of gate 27, both Taurus gates. It's understanding that there is a mysticism to life that like goes beyond our personal knowing, and because of this, it allows for life to like be abundant, create more. If you think about when we plant things, one seed can grow a whole tree that could produce so much fruit. So life is very abundant and it always gives us more. And if we have this energy of just being of service and being giving, we will continue to see that life returns to us or gives us back that tenfold. So in particular, I actually recently just traveled to Vegas and I did a 2 day trip to kind of be weaning my daughter. We're in the process of weaning her from breast milk, and I haven't been away from her for more than 24 hours ever. Like, actually, not even 24 hours. So, this 48-hour trip was like a whole new experience for me of being away from her. But what that experience showed me is I am a person who has been nurturing and taking care of people and things. And even though I may not see the physical monetary blessing of it, I was blessed with a all expenses paid trip while I was away. So to know that life continues to show this energy of you give and it always comes back to you tenfold. It's just a continual reminder of why it's so important to give and also to enjoy, be in the state of joy while you're giving, because it's just going to always come back. And I know that when we live in a world where the shadow frequency can have us lost, that's the shadow of gate 2, which is transiting right now, or it can make us feel regimented. This is all dislocating us from our personal alignment. And to be honest, when I was in Vegas, I felt very dislocated because it wasn't necessarily a place I was planning to go, but I also saw the value in making the best of the situation and also looking at that there must be a deep interconnectedness as to why I'm here in this place at this time. So think about that, consider that, and trust that where you are, you're meant to be. And if you feel like you're not meant to be there, it's okay to go with your soul's alignment and move with your higher purpose. So now let's talk about Gate 28, the game player. Also very much an energy that I got to experience deeper while I was in Las Vegas. The greatest players of life are the greatest takers of risk. In the Chinese I Ching, this hexagram is called interesting times. Risk makes life a high stakes game, and it's the thrill of living. Knowing we have free will in the now is liberating and can lead us to create an adventure of pure fun and bliss. Remember, we are human beings having a spiritual experience. Enjoy the ride and trust the journey. So, one thing, again, I've reflected on while I was away for the last 2 days, or day before 2 days, um, is that risk taking. I saw people gambling, but those risks can lead us to our greatest awakenings, but it also can lead us to our greatest shortcomings. So part of playing the game of life is knowing what risk is worth taking, what things are worth doing that will benefit us, because sometimes the best experiences can happen in the worst places, or the greatest awakenings can happen where we don't expect it. I really, really wanted to see the Sphinx or the Luxor, go to the Luxor and see the pyramid as well as the Sphinx there, because I'm not able to get to Egypt right now. So that was something I was super, super passionate about, especially being a right angle cross of the Sphinx incarnation cross. It didn't happen. Um, life defied my plans, and I realized that it wasn't happening on that trip. But I also had to learn and trust that that was part of that process, right? So part of taking risk in life is allowing yourself to follow where your creativity takes you and not so much where you expect to go, because our soul knows more than we do. And as gate 2, the Taurus gate that's transiting right now, is in alignment with us moving into our the self, because it's located in our self center, so it's very much about moving into our highest self. Part of moving into your highest self is allowing yourself to be taken away by the plans of the universe and by the plans of existence, because as the sixth line profile of gate 2 mentions, which is transiting later this week as we're going into the new moon, it's all about understanding that creativity is its own resource. So I could make all the plans of how I want to do things when I get there and what I'm going to create, but it was really the experience of being there that created its own creativity. Like, I just was a medium for whatever the creativity was. And when we allow ourselves to not be so regimented, which is a shadow state of gate 2, it can really open us into taking those risks and moving into playing the game of life and doing it wholeheartedly and just trusting the process. So now let's talk about some writing prompts. Actually, we covered a lot of deep and heavy things. So let's move into the self-care of our past transit. So one self-care message is pull an oracle message. I actually did pull an oracle for this reading, so I'm going to read that for you guys at the end. Another is become a coupon queen. Taurus and Scorpio, because this was for the full moon in Scorpio, is all about resources. Thank you, whoever's watching. Hi, of course. Thank you. So Taurus is all about resources. So knowing how to use your resources to the best of your ability can always lead you towards your higher self or a direction you're meant to go in life. And I just covered the human design transits for this week, so you can check out my shorts on that. But one transit that I covered is gate 2.5, which will be transiting in the next 12 to 24 hours, actually, because we're in 2.4 right now. And gate 2.5 says life is all about strategy. Being able to be receptive to what is around you and seeing the interconnectedness of life will allow you to strategize and know when's the right time to do something, to connect with someone, etc. So being a coupon queen can help you with that, because it's going to allow you to use your resources in the best way possible. Next is water your plants. Oh, also, I left my daughter's artwork on this wall. She is a toddler and she painted on my mirror, but I figured that is so in alignment with the way of the pure feminine energy that's transiting this week, of things that are illogical. Like, this is, to my eyes and to someone looking at it, this is probably very illogical, right? But it could also be light language. It can be some universal expression that's meant to be there at this time. So that's why I left it, because when we allow sometimes the mysticism of life to unfold, things can be revealed to us later or come to our awareness when we least expect it. And water your plants. So another self-care message I have here is taking care of your plants and watering your plants. Understanding nature's cycles can really help us know when to take risks, because if you notice that when people gamble or there's stock market, there's usually some sort of intuitive pull that makes them make that decision in that time frame that goes beyond logic. So I know that people who are able to make a lot of money or win big prizes, or like do a derby and like their horse wins, a big part of it falls into these very superstitious or unusual ways of coming up with solutions, and it defies logical explanation. So knowing that creating and bringing in wealth to yourself often comes with you defying what is logically expected of you. If we look at Mark Zuckerberg and anyone who's brought anything really impactful to this plane that and they've made lots of money off of it, they often had to defy logic to do that. So this month, consider that. In what ways can you defy logic so that you can create something or bring something to this plane that has never been seen before? Next is go to an outdoor music event. So, ironically, while I was in Las Vegas, there was a Lovers and Friends concert going on, and there was extreme gusty winds, and the concert was canceled. So, I wrote this for the full moon in Scorpio 2 weeks ago about going to an outdoor event, but also we see the mysticism of pure yin. Nature was like, that ain't happening. Also, I went to Wet Republic at the MGM Grand because I was staying there, and I went to their pool party. I was supposed to go out with some people that I met at the pool party. I did not make it. And Usher was supposed to be hosting somewhere. I really wanted to see Tiesto. None of those plans happened. I ended up not enjoying the liquor that I had at the pool party because I didn't realize that in Las Vegas they make the drinks really, really sugary. And if you're someone who has a low alcohol tolerance, it's a no go. Like one or two of those drinks will literally make you feel sick. And that's pretty much what happened. So I ended up falling asleep and I went to Aisha's restaurant. If you saw my shorts on the oxtails. Shout out to Aisha. They were really good. They weren't Jamaican oxtails, but they were really good. But if you saw those shorts, I did go to International Smoke and Eat, came upstairs, passed out, didn't go to any of these events. Ended up finding out the next day that Lovers and Friends was canceled and it was really, really gusty outside. So when I went to Vegas the first night, it was like 80 something degrees. So I assumed that this next night would be that way. So I woke up super sad, like, dang, it was a nice night out. I could have went out. I'm so frustrated. Only to find out me passing out in the room probably was the best thing that could have happened because as you know, the festival was canceled. And I ended up listening to Gene Keys. I decided to like listen to Gate 53 and 54, which was all about greed and ascending greed and overabundance, which to me were all reflections of the fact that I was in Vegas. So I feel like I still had a great experience, but also I didn't go outside or get dressed up and end up seeing that it was super gusty or, inclement weather or cold. So I being in my personal alignment and just being and sleeping, my body doing what it needs to do, it worked out anyway. And then when I realized things were canceled and also kind of heard some stuff about going out in Vegas nightlife, especially if you're a female or alone, you know, I just was like, you know what, maybe the best thing that could have happened was me staying inside. So, things happen, life happens. Okay, let's see. So next is our writing prompts. So the writing prompts will be almost wrapping up this video. I'm also going to read for you guys from the Earth Warrior Oracle, the cards. I actually pulled at the time of this post card 27 and card 28 from Earth Warrior's Oracle deck, which I thought was so in alignment with the fact that the human design gates 27 and 28 were transiting our conscious sun and earth. So before I read the cards, so let's hop into the writing prompts. So these are writing prompts you could think about especially as you're getting the reflection from the cards. How do the people in your life benefit you? Always trust the process. Yes. And how can the people in your life benefit you? We are now in a season of really seeing who benefits us, why, and how have we given to others? And are the relationships we've given to, are they helping us? Because again, there are going to be times and seasons that you need caring, you need love. And if you're the one always putting out and not getting it back, then you have to reconsider where you're putting your energy. Next is what can you do to create more resources? And I've talked about this. Creating more resources sometimes could be taking more risk. It can also look like couponing and being more resourceful with the resources you have and allowing that money to make you money or that resource to make you something. How can you be a resource for someone else? Because again, any gift or skill you have, as mentioned in Gate 27, it's to nurture the planet because we are here in connection with others. Again, same information that's in the Gate 2, the Gate of Receptivity. We're interconnected. So what skills and gifts do you have that others can be impacted by? And lastly is, where can you eliminate risk? The universe eliminated risk for me by keeping me in my house or in my hotel that night. But think about where the universe can eliminate risk for you or how you can eliminate risk. Sometimes eliminating risk of losing income could look like making sure you have auto pay on your bills. It can also look like trying clothes on. Like I had to go try my bathing suit on 3 times or do 3 different returns at Target because I didn't take a moment to try my bathing suit on before. So I kept buying stuff, then come home, oh, the bathing suit's too big. Oh, the bathing suit's too small. So sometimes by spending more time in the moment on something, we eliminate risk long term. So now, quickly, I'm going to jump into my Earth Warriors Oracle deck, and I'm just going to pull the messages that I wanted to share with you guys for, excuse me, I'm so close. Have you guys been seeing those videos where people just been putting their eyes? All those videos are going viral, and it's literally just someone putting eye drops on their phone camera and then shoving their eye into the camera. So yes, they're right on the top. These were the 2 cards I pulled. So this is Pono Pono, Immeasurable Power of the Heart Way. Absolutely love this card. And I think I actually did a short where I covered this message really quickly. And the term Pono Pono stems from the Hawaiian proverb Ho'oponopono, which means I love you, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry, people are walking. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. And it's a term of endearment that pretty much represents basically all the like powerful phrases or words you can say to someone and to show compassion. Ho'oponopono is a phrase that represents all of that. So if you're feeling like you're in a space where life feels hopeless or you don't see how the world can change, or you're literally in an environment where someone's acting crazy, and you want to make sure you're safe, but also that the energy is peaceful, then saying Ho'oponopono can bring peace to the other person. I've literally, yep, we just can't believe anything. I literally did, can you explain more what you're saying in regards to that? I literally did the phrase Ho'oponopono at a time. One time I was on, this is back in New York, I was on the train and someone was being very erratic and I just started chanting it in my head. And I noticed that they kind of started to mellow out. So sometimes just saying phrases of compassion and love can help change the environment. So it's really, really important. It's one of my favorites. So since I kind of explained this card, I'm going to quickly hop into this card, card 28. And this is the empowering, yes, the sweet paradox of empowering grace. Love this card. So here's what it says in the Earth Warriors Oracle deck. This deck is by Alana Fairchild, and it's all about basically help raising the consciousness of the universe by speaking directly to people who are light workers or want to see a new world so that we can be the change that we want to see on the planet. So the 28th card says, when the mind says no, but the heart leaps with joy, we are ripe for a transmission of empowering grace. And also, grace, the 22nd gene key, if you look in the Chinese I Ching, it's called a woman. And then again, gate 2 is transiting now. So know that the energy or women or the feminine energy in general is like, it's energy that defies logic. So that's why women tend to be highly intuitive or can say things or know things are going to happen before they do, because our energy defies logic. It's a deep inner knowing. So it says the sweet paradox is that the more impossible the situation appears to be, the more we are supported through grace, and our divine success manifests swift and complete. Let the faith of the heart overcome doubt. Allow your mind to be filled with wonder and the unlimited power of the divine, and you shall bear witness to sacred manifestation. When there is something within your heart that you know you are on this planet to accomplish, you shall be given equal grace, power, talent, and ability to succeed in that mission. This is the divine promise and sacred plan for you. If a miracle is required for success, then one shall be given. Pray with courage and confidence for your rightful divine inheritance, and allow your bold heart and loving soul to believe in your beautiful, hope-filled destiny. It also says spiritual guidance. And I love the spiritual guidance because it always connects to the imagery on the card. And these cards all reflect indigenous practices or gods and goddesses and spirits. Hi, Indy. So I'm going to quickly read it for you because now my baby's up. Do you want to be on camera? So it says, Kente, the sky jewel of the Andes, brings you hummingbird, who bears the soul medicine of spiritual grace, the evolution to conquer any obstacle, and the extraordinary power of the heart. The concept of spiritual grace can be challenging to the mind. We often don't realize just how much we have been conditioned to subconsciously demand that progress in our lives be difficult. Even whilst at a conscious level, we bemoan the struggle and wish that things could be easier. We want help, but we believe that we are unworthy or have to earn our success completely off the back of our own efforts. Whilst the divine wants us to engage and participate in the fulfillment of our destiny, if we do not surrender our arrogance and learn how to surrender spiritually, we will never fulfill our potential. There is a way to allow for spiritual grace so that any obstacle can be surmounted, even the invisible ones that seem to block your progress from some unknown source. I have just gone through this personally. I'm going to give you guys a little story. So as you guys see, I've put out a lot of videos in a short amount of time, yet I'm struggling for growth, and my videos I feel like are very potent and filled with positive messages, right? I also have been partnering with brands for a really long time, and I have not seen the benefit, monetarily of doing so. Brands love to give me products, but they often don't want to pay. And I do know part of that has to relate to specifically being a Black creator because it naturally niches you down, but it also has to do with people being ready to hear the information I'm sharing. So with that, I've been just dealing with a lot of frustration because it feels like I'm literally working harder than I've ever worked, but I've had more opportunities when I had the vanity metrics. Now that I don't have the vanity metrics, but I've been of service and been doing the work, it's not showing itself to pay off. And that is why messages like this are so empowering, because it's a reminder that when it feels like that, that's usually the time things may change. So I hope if you're a small creator or a person also feeling that and going through that, know that sometimes when it seems like nothing's going to change, something may change. Today's my birthday, and I also got a response from a talent agency that I reached out to saying that basically they like my stuff, but I don't have the engagement or the following count that they need. So they want to stay in touch. And that's cool, but it's also kind of like, dang, like, here we go again, another no, you know? So give me 1 second, Indy. So here's a reminder that, again, it can happen for you. So there is a way to allow for spiritual grace so that any obstacle can be surmounted, even the invisible ones that seem to block your progress from some unknown source. It's not a question of needing to become more powerful, but rather for your relationship to the divine needing to be revitalized or vitalized. Then grace can flow, creating success in the same situations that would have otherwise defeated you. When hummingbird brings medicine, you have a high spiritual destiny, one that is going to triumph against apparently insurmountable odds stacked against you. Hummingbirds have the highest metabolic rate of any animal on earth, with their hearts capable of beating at over 1,000 beats per minute. These remarkable little creatures have an exceptionally high need for oxygen, yet some of the species have evolved to thrive in the low oxygen, high altitude environment of the Andes Mountains, flying at over 15,000 feet above sea level in truly rarefied air. This has become possible because of a seemingly tiny genetic mutation in how oxygen is metabolized in the blood. This subtle inner evolution opened up the power of some hummingbirds to thrive quite literally in higher planes or higher worlds. Hummingbird medicine empowers the soul for success in situations that would seem most unlikely. This medicine brings a subtle adjustment within the blood or feminine life force in how it receives and processes the enlivening presence of spirit. This in turn leads to extraordinary and heightened abilities. Trust in the incredible possibilities that are birthed through the union of the sacred masculine and sacred feminine energies within you. So it also has a healing process message. I highly recommend you getting the book for it. Thank you, Auntie. Yes, it's my birthday today. And this is something I truly enjoy doing, sharing positive messages. So just being able to do this on my birthday just makes me so, so happy. And yeah, trust in the incredible possibilities that are birthed through the union of the sacred masculine and sacred feminine energies within you. So I wish you guys the best. I'm going to sign off because my baby is telling me, look, she's saying, mommy, now. No, look. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully my next video goes up sooner. But yeah, I'm just trusting the process of the feminine way. And you're welcome. And to note, that's my favorite oracle. Yes. Oh, amazing. Yeah, I absolutely love this deck. It's one of the most positive. It also, as a gate to conscious sun, I really love that it kind of brings us to the future in terms of the information it's giving us, but it's also remembering the past and all those mythologies and goddesses and lessons that we have in nature through plants, through herbs. We can learn from them. So I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, feel free to check out all my human design shorts. There are so many videos on my channel, like literally, and I definitely need help getting watch time to monetize. So if you love my videos, please engage with them, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. All of that really helps with watch time. And if you want to see more creators like me be able to create regularly, part of that is being able to survive and sustain doing work like this. So I would love to be able to keep making videos and be able to teach human design and specifically the Chinese I Ching in feminine form from the Kuan Yin, and share those messages. But the way that can happen is being able to have people engage with my videos so that I can, one, be home with my daughter and continue creating in this way. So you shaking your head no? You don't want me to be home with you? She's so funny. All right, so I'll see you guys. Peace. You want to say bye? No, she doesn't. All right. She's an Aquarius. That's how they roll. I don't even know how to end this. Where is the end button? Y'all, there's seriously no end button here. Mwah, peace. All right. I guess I just exit.